Today I thought I'd talk about the 45th Annual Golden Razzies nominations list and give my thoughts on it. I did not do a Worst of the Year list for last year's films, but that's because I knew I'd get a chance to talk about them here. Of course, nothing about the Razzies should be taken seriously because they're just one big joke. Not as much as the Oscars though, am I right? Anyway, I thought it would be fun to rattle off the list of films and nominations and see how I feel versus what these walking lols think. Let's begin, shall we? Worst Picture of the Year. First up is Borderlands. This is the film that I think should win this category. I have a review for this on my channel, and it was appallingly bad. A film that reminds me of the shitty video game films like Assassin's Creed, Dead or Alive, or Need for Speed. But I said in my review of it that Borderlands is not as bad as Mortal Kombat Annihilation from 1997, and I stand by that statement. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my entire life. Cate Blanchett is also nominated for Worst Actress for this movie, and Jack Black and Kevin Hart are nominated for Worst Supporting, and I'll come to those in a moment. This movie is just an embarrassing film that I don't know how it got made. It came up 4 years after the first Sonic movie, which is pretty good. And we are now living in a time where some video game movies are good. I said some. So it just seemed like a quick cash grab with no soul, leaving me so bored. Stuff on the screen goes boom and people quip at each other, but I felt like I was watching a bunch of people cashing some fat paychecks to perform the most mundane tasks of an all-one story. During my screening of Borderlands, I was so bored I began trying to guess the candy people around me were eating based off the sounds they were making. Any of the sounds I heard from crunching or slurping were more entertaining than anything happening on the screen in Borderlands. What a waste of time and money. I gave it 1 star, and I honestly think I was being too nice, so I am amending that and giving it half a star, but it still gets to keep the golden turkey I gave it. Joker, Folie, Deux. Oh, come on. This movie is only being nominated for this because it is being compared to the first Joker film, and being viewed from that disappointed lens. But it is not that bad of a movie. Sure, it's misguided, awkwardly structured, and has creative decisions as well as an ending that made me scratch my head. But I just view this film as a mandate film from executives. The people who made this movie had an idea. It was a bad idea, but it was an idea, and I can never call this one of the worst films of 2024. It was just a misguided project with some decent performances. I can think of 30 films or more worse than this one from last year. I didn't review it because I had personal things come up, so I'll just give it a rating now and say that I give Joker Folie Deux 2 stars out of 4. Not a bad film, just a bleh one. Madam Web. I can't lie to anyone. I love this movie. I know it's terrible. The way it is shot is so erratic and inconsistent. Not at all how films should be shot, let alone superhero films. And the characters have chemistry that I could best describe as 4 people in a room together. But I was so entertained with how catastrophic this picture is. The ADR in this movie is so horrible. The leaps of logic the film asks you to take is just wondrous. And Cassandra Webb knowing exactly the area where the tribe was that saved her mother is some straight Deus Ex WTFica that just bends the rules of time. And I love it so much. I have an affinity for movies that are so bad that they're good, and this fits into that category for me. Madam Web doesn't have the soul and fun spirit of some of the greatest bad movies ever, but the fact that everyone just seemed to not give a damn about who their characters were and just decided they were going to do whatever they felt like while working around this awful script is kind of charming to me. Dakota Johnson does not give a fuck in this movie, and you can tell. The fact that all of Ezekiel's lines are dubbed so poorly is just mwah. This movie has been dunked on for the whole last year, but I can't join in on that. It's just way too entertaining with how inept it is. If you watch this as a campy, bad movie, then you might enjoy it more, which is how I approached it. I knew this movie would make the list, but come on, it's so entertaining with its garbage. I may stop recording this and go watch Madam Web right now. Anyway, I love this garbage fire movie, so on a critical level, it does get 1 star. But on a drive-in, campy level, I give it 3 stars out of 4. Megalopolis. Oh, fuck off, Razzies. This is another jumping on the internet rhetoric vote to make yourself seem cool and in touch. Remember Megalopolis? It's so funny. If you subscribe to my channel, then you will know that I actually put Megalopolis at number 4 on my favorite films of the year list. So these people are just flat out wrong. I said in that best of video that I thought everyone was looking at this movie all wrong, and I stand by that. Is the script bloated and juggling too many things? Yes. Are the villains ridiculous and over the top? Yes. But don't you think that Coppola told them to do that? The film is a fairy tale and it has cartoon villains, but they are in service of Coppola's letter of hope for our future. Aubrey Plaza, Shia LaBeouf, and Jon Voight are all ridiculous in this movie because I believe Coppola made them that way to show a ridiculous cartoon-style view he has of people who don't want to change the systems for the better. They want to keep the status quo because that's how they got the power in the first place. How are people missing the point of this movie? This is a fabled as a self-flating job by Coppola, but he's also trying to tell us that things can get better if we allow them to. I don't know why this is so hard for people to understand. There are many great videos explaining this film's beauty, so I won't do an entire dissertation about it. I'll just say that the Razzies can go screw themselves for this nomination. They just want to be part of the cool kids table. Well, not me. Fuck your cool kids table. I'll be over here watching daring movies while flossing my teeth with my pubic hair, thank you very much. I give Megalopolis 4 stars out of 4. It isn't perfect, but I want people to come back to me 10 years from now and see if they still feel this way about this movie. Reagan. I also have a review for this film on my channel. This was easily the most boring film of 2024, a biopic that omits about 79.3% of the truth behind the life of Ronald Reagan. Did you want to know why he has a contentious relationship with his father? The movie doesn't tell you. Did you want to see two people fall in love because the script demanded it? This movie will give you that. Do you want a political biopic to show you the consequences for irresponsible choices our hero makes? Well, too bad, because Reagan just tells you that he is perfect for ending communism and just leave him alone so he can go ride his horses. This movie was a joke of a biopic. It has no teeth, no care, no historical accuracy, and it is incompetently directed. Let's recreate the inauguration of Ronald Reagan, have like 7 people in a gimp sitting right behind him. People will just accept that. It's all good. What a way to make your movie look like it cost $39 to make. I'm so glad Dennis Quaid was in a much better movie last year with The Substance. Otherwise, I may have just said that he doesn't have any good films in him anymore. Fuck Reagan. This would be my runner-up in this category of 5 nominees. Reagan is the kind of film that cures insomnia. When Ambient can't sleep, it takes this movie. What about Red One, Razzies? That film was served to you on a turd platter. You guys seriously couldn't nominate any of the shit horror films we got this year? Where are the nominations for Imaginary, Night Swim, or the most overrated horror film of last year, Longlegs? How about Afraid? There are so many stupid horror films I would have taken over Megalopolis or Joker. I'll watch those again, where I'll only watch those horror films again if I'm in a jigsaw trap and my family's life is on the line. And even then, I would need at least a day to think about it. Okay, worst actor category. Jack Black and Dear Santa. Yeah, this movie sucked, but it's Jack Black doing what Jack Black does, so whatever. This movie didn't offend me. It was just stupid and unnecessary. Zachary Levi in Harold and the Purple Crayon. Didn't watch it because I knew it would be terrible. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. Even in the worst films that Joaquin Phoenix has starred in, he still outacts everyone that is on this list with him. So this is another bandwagon nomination. Why didn't you put Bill Skarsgård in here for The Crow? Or were you ashamed to because he was in one of the best movies of the year as well in Nosferatu? Gotta have some balls here, Razzies, if you want anyone to take you seriously. Oh, no one does? Okay, well then never mind. Keep doing what you're doing, I guess. Dennis Quaid and Reagan. You know for how terrible Reagan is in every way I described earlier and many other ways? Quaid does the best he can with the garbage material he is given. Yeah, it's like me saying I took a shit in my bed, but you know what? My mom did a better job than anyone could have cleaning it up. On second thought, yeah, I think he should win this category because he was so strong in The Substance. It reminds me how reeled in he feels with this performance. Jerry Seinfeld in Unfrosted. I can't stand Jerry Seinfeld, so I didn't watch this because I would rather eat yellow snow than subject myself to anything Jerry Seinfeld is in. Worst actress. Cate Blanchett in Borderlands. She's a great actress, but I could tell within the first 25 seconds of her showing up that she was doing this for a paycheck. You can see her phoning it in here, but I just write this up as a great actor making some money. But I did pay for my ticket. Man, fuck Borderlands. Lady Gaga in Joker. Nope, just no. Of all the problems Joker 2 has, Lady Gaga is the least of the problems. I already said that I don't hate this movie multiple times now, so I'll just ask, since you Neanderthals seem to want to make fun of things that are topical and fun to joke about, why not nominate people like Blake Lively or Justin Baldoni? Or is that too soon to joke about? Bryce Dallas Howard in Argyle. Skip this one because I already knew. Dakota Johnson in Madam Web. Default nomination here because her web connects them all. I think Dakota Johnson is a good actress who was put in a bad movie. Hope her firing her agent helps her with whatever she does next. Jennifer Lopez in Atlas. This should be your winner right here. Better yet, why the hell was this movie not nominated for Worst Picture? Atlas is a boring, predictable, stupid sci-fi melodrama that I barely remember. I remember she sits in the cockpit of the mech for like 55 minutes talking about how she misses her daddy or some stupid shit. Man, Atlas was a bad movie, so yes, give the award to this performance. I'm going to skip the supporting nominations because I'm just going to repeat myself, but I will make mention of FKA Twigs being nominated for The Crow. Why in the fuck was this movie not nominated for Worst Picture? The Crow 2024 is one of the most embarrassing movies to be released in a number of years. You got a movie where two people are in love because of drug habits and some kind of deep dicking, and we're supposed to root for that. Man, Razzies, you really missed the harbor with not nominating this movie for more Worst of awards. Who should win the Worst Supporting? Kevin Hart in Borderlands and FKA Twigs in The Crow? Definitely. I wanted Shelley to stay dead in The Crow, and I was waiting for Kevin Hart to ask what his line was in between each stupid line he delivered. Screen combo. The only one on here that makes sense is Dennis Quaid and Penelope Ann Miller and Reagan. They have all the on-screen chemistry of two three-legged giraffes doing a gallop downhill. You nominate Rebel Moon 2 for one Razzie? One? What the hell? You couldn't think of any other nominations this film belonged in? If you look down the list of categories that are held at the Golden Raspberry Awards, what would you think Rebel Moon deserved to be in? I can't think of any either. Okay, I think that's about all. I won't mention screenplay because I don't think the people who vote on this thing even know what a screenplay is, or for that matter, what putting a pen to a piece of paper is. I just thought it would be fun to mock the bad movies they nominated, and then mock them for the bad movies they didn't even mention. I am completely puzzled how Red One didn't get anything nominated. I was secretly hoping Y2K had some nominations because that movie's just ugh. But anyway, there's my rundown of the 2025 Razzie nominations. What do you all think of the films nominated? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm currently in the middle of doing a David Lynch tribute where I'm reviewing some of his films, so look forward to part 2 of that very soon. I will also be doing this for the Academy Awards as well, pending I get to see the Brutalist before the nominations are revealed. I'll also review new films, silent films, horror films, and much more. So if you like this, please like and subscribe. Here's links to some of my other videos. Follow me on social media if you like. And until next time, I am Ghost.